One night that felt like any other, my phone lit up with a call from my childhood friend Asim, a boy who had grown up in the cracks of poverty, a boy who had tasted nothing but scarcity, debts, and humiliation, and who suddenly spoke with a voice filled with unusual excitement, telling me he was throwing a party, and though I was confused, because Asim never had the money for luxuries like that, I decided to go, curious about his sudden joy, and when I arrived at his small, dimly lit apartment, I was stunned to see juice bottles, snacks, and even music playing faintly from a cheap speaker. And when I asked him where this abundance had come from, his eyes gleamed with a mix of triumph and fear as he whispered about an app. Not a normal one from the Play Store, but something he stumbled upon through hidden links. An app that promised instant rewards for completing simple tasks. And though I laughed at first, calling it a scam, my laughter froze when he demonstrated. His phone buzzed with a task, telling him to order a juice from a nearby cafe and throw it off the balcony without drinking it. And as ridiculous as it sounded, he followed through, tossing the bottle into the night air. And within seconds his account balance increased by $10. Live, real, withdrawable, and my skepticism shifted to intrigue. My heartbeat quickened, and when he told me to try it myself, I gave in, downloading the eerie black and red app with no company name, no details, just 4 tabs labeled Tasks, Wallet, History, Rules. And soon my first assignment appeared. Shake your table slightly and record it, reward $5, and feeling it was too silly to be dangerous, I complied, uploading a shaky video of my dining table, and like magic, $5 landed in my account, sending a chill through my spine, because money never felt so easy, yet so wrong, and from there the descent began, a slow crawl from innocent dares to horrifying demands, starting with tiny humiliations like shouting at a stranger or spilling water in public, escalating step by step into darker territory, until one night Asim received a task worth $200. Slap your friend lightly and record it. And though his hands trembled, he begged me to let him do it, speaking of his sick mother, his unpaid rent, his little brother's medicine, and against my instincts I let him, feeling the sting of his palm and the sting of reality. Realizing in that moment that this app was not paying us for tasks but training us, conditioning us, erasing our morals one tap at a time, and I began to sense that somewhere, behind screens, people were watching, laughing, feeding on our obedience, but the money was addictive, and Asim, desperate to rise above poverty, drowned himself in it, completing every task no matter how shameful as long as it meant cash, while I tried to resist, doing only the bare minimum, until one night he showed me a new challenge. Go to the old bridge at midnight, drop a bag, record for 2 minutes, and leave without looking back, reward $500, and though I pleaded with him not to do it, warning him it was dangerous, he brushed me off, whispering that his family's survival mattered more than my fear, and when he returned, pale, shaking, refusing to tell me what was in the bag, I saw in his eyes that he had crossed a line we could never uncross, and the app's tasks grew more sinister, demanding public humiliation, psychological torture, betrayals of trust, each with disclaimers claiming actors have consented. But in my heart I knew real lives were being broken, real tears spilled, and I watched helplessly as Asim changed from a hopeful dreamer into a hollow shell, his laugh gone, his smile fake, his nights filled with nightmares, and then came the task that shattered everything. Emotionally destroy someone you love, make them feel abandoned, record their reaction, reward $5,000, and Asim, torn apart, still agreed, choosing his girlfriend Semina, lying to her, breaking her heart on camera while she sobbed uncontrollably. And though the money poured into his account, what poured out of him was his soul, leaving him guilt-ridden, ashamed, yet chained to the cycle, and the aftermath was chaos. Semina pressed charges, rumors spread, anonymous threats arrived saying if we stopped, our family's secrets would be leaked, our data exposed, and still the app buzzed with more offers, tempting, blackmailing, suffocating, until I realized we were puppets on invisible strings, trapped in a global experiment of cruelty designed to test how far desperation could push humans, and Asim crumbled, confessing that he wanted out, sobbing that he couldn't bear it anymore. But every time he tried to delete the app, it reappeared. Every time he resisted, the tasks turned personal, threatening to expose his mother's medical records, his brother's school details, until one night his phone buzzed with the ultimate temptation. loyalty bonus, complete one final task for $5,000, a test beyond limits, and I begged him not to, but he whispered that it was the only way to end his suffering, and though he promised it would be his last, I knew that final act would be the death of who he was, and I was right because the task demanded betrayal of the highest kind, betray your best friend, expose his secret, record his reaction, and when he looked into my eyes, tears streaming, whispering apologies, raising the phone to record, I felt the weight of every choice, every dollar, every compromise, and though he tried to fake it, tried to protect me, the app rejected his attempt, sending back a chilling message. Punishment due. And in that instant, we both understood that this was never about money. It was about control, about stripping us of our humanity, piece by piece, until nothing remained but obedience. And days later, when Asim attempted to take his own life, broken and destroyed, I realized the slap he once gave me for $200 wasn't just a task. It was the first punishment, the first crack in his humanity, the seed of destruction, and as I sit here writing this, haunted by the memories, I wonder how many others are out there, trapped by the same faceless masters, dancing for money while their souls are carved away. And I tell you this not to entertain but to warn, because curiosity kills more than cats, and if you ever see an app promising cash for tasks, remember Asim, remember the betrayal, the despair, the tears, and ask yourself one question before you download. How much is your soul worth, and who might be watching when you finally sell it?